Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have The Muppets. That is with a period at the end. It's the only series, anything with the Muppets that actually has punctuation in it other than Muppets Most Want. No, there's no punctuation there. It's strangely The Muppets, as if it was written as a line in a script. This is a very different type of Muppets show. It's a series, only lasted one season. It is, each episode's about 22 minutes long or so. There's 16 episodes. I think I've seen all of them. I watched it when it aired on ABC. But yeah, this is a very different Muppets in tone. It's still comedic, and it's also different in presentation because it joined that bandwagon of shows that were shot in a documentary style. The Office, Parks and Recreation, and ABC's own Modern Family. And so this has a very strong Modern Family feel to it, in rhythm and tone. But even though it was co-created by Bill Prady, who is best known for his involvement with The Big Bang Theory. So there's a lot of pedigree in this beyond Jim Henson's Muppets. You also have a lot of people who are very successful in Hollywood behind this, but also in front of the camera. This also gives that variety show kind of format rather than old vaudeville on a stage in a theater like the old Muppet Show back in the 70s. This gives it a format where Kermit is a producer or a showrunner for Miss Piggy's late night talk show. And this allows them to bring in different celebrity guests, but not to perform old vaudeville numbers on a stage or whatever, or a pop song or things like that. Although there is that. There is an actor, and there's actually a musical guest. I don't know I can't remember if that happens every episode, but in this episode you get Tom Bergeron, who happens to be brought in to take the place of Elizabeth Banks, who is supposed to be bumped from the show because Miss Piggy has a problem with her. What problem she has? Well, that is revealed later on in the show, and I'm not going to spoil that just in case you haven't watched it, as a lot of people haven't. So I'll be careful with that. But also the musical guest, who only gets to a few moments. They have some lines, but they perform over the credits. It's Imagine Dragons. Yeah. This is a 2015 show, just so you know. So 16 episodes, ran over 2016. So yeah, it's like I said, it's interesting in tone in the sense that it doesn't have the kind of hope that you would have with the Muppet movie. It's evolved, it's grown. The Muppets have aged, even though they don't look it. But the 1979 Muppet movie we watched just a few weeks ago, and that is all about just sort of innocence and hope and the characters coming together and becoming a family. This is a kind of a fractured family kind of situation because we learn pretty early on that Kermit and Miss Piggy have broken up. Even though in the movies it showed they got married, or they're at various times they're always separated and they always come back together. In this case, they're broken up. They're no longer dating, but they still work together. And so that creates a bit of tension between the two of them. Kermit is running the show, but Piggy kind of has the last word in many of these things. In all of this, there's also subplots involving Fozzie as a girlfriend, played by Riki Lindhome of Garfunkel and Oates fame, and so many other Comedy Central type things. So she's bringing, it's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, basically, with her bringing Fozzie home to meet her parents, and played by, you know what, you'll recognize them. It's them, this dad basically being super racist towards bears, making lots of jokes about, well, what's he going to do? Is he leaving the room? Does he have to excuse himself to go rummage through our garbage? It's surprised that he loves the salmon we cooked tonight. It's playing on that. It just feels really cruel because Fozzie is a sweet guy and he means nobody any harm, and he seems to have found a girl who seems really into him, and yet he's chasing after the attention and affection of her parents. He needs to have her parents love him, and it's not enough for him, and he has a pretty girlfriend, and it's Fozzie self-destructing himself, but still, it's something that you don't necessarily want to see a Muppet go through. I don't know. I mean, Piggy and Kermit have always been self-destructive when they get together, but that's part of their charm. They usually all work it out in the end. As frustrated as Kermit may be, and as oblivious as Piggy may be in many cases, you still get the idea that they care about each other. And yes, I'm talking about puppets. But these are characters I've known my entire life, pretty much, and I have loved all this time. So yeah, it didn't get a really good reception when it aired. So it cranked out those 16 episodes, and I think it was canceled well before all those episodes aired, if I remember correctly. I'll take anything Muppets for the most part, but I can understand the problem a lot of people might have had with this show. Yeah. By the way, this is chock full of guest stars, as you would expect a Muppet show to be. I don't want to ruin it for you. I mean, I'm seeing a few faces flip by as I'm looking at my pad right here. But you get to see all the characters you know and love. The Electric Mayhem has their own situation. Statler and Waldorf show up to heckle from the crowd. Why are they still coming? I mean, I realize maybe they had a hard time getting out of the old theater from that balcony. Maybe they had a problem with stairs. I don't know. Maybe that's why they never left. Maybe they lived there. I don't know. But when you get to the point where they are now showing up to tapings of Piggy's late night show and they hate it, what are they doing there? So yeah, it's all the humor is there, all the comedy is there, but it may take some adjusting to people who kind of hold up the Muppets to a purer state. So, yeah, and we will get more B plots with Gonzo and so many others. Scooter gets in a fight with Elizabeth Banks because he's the ultimate gopher for handling, taking care of celebrities, as he was even back in the 70s. Well, when he's given a job to distract Elizabeth Banks, keep her away from Piggy, well, she proves to be a bit too much for him. So there's opportunity for, honestly, if I was an actor in Hollywood, if somebody from Jim Henson Company or ABC or whatever, Disney, just said, hey, do you want to appear in the background of this Muppet thing? I'm like, yes, I will sweep up after the Muppets. I will not look them in the eye. I will just be in the presence of Muppets. I will be perfectly fine with being near Muppets. That's my call out right there. Somebody see this. Hook me up? No. I think I'd have to be a bit more famous for that to be a thing. So, yeah, I think if you really want to check off everything when it comes to the Muppets, it's definitely have to be a watch. Whether you're going to love everything about it, maybe not. But there's still lots of funny to be had. Still lots of comedy, and it is funny. But it is the Muppets. It's just, I don't think necessarily a vaudeville theater production like they had in the 70s would necessarily work today as it is, and that's why, they tried this new format. And there's also a Muppets Now, which is something else completely. There's a lot of different Muppets things to choose from on here, and not all of them can be the best. Nothing can beat the original film, but that's just my opinion. Maybe you love this. If you do, check it out, see how well it's aged after 8 years. So, but yeah, for the most part, this is not something that you're going to need to watch in order to understand the continuity of the Muppets. But for me, it's fun to see different real life locations when they do this. They shot this on the Disney lot, and I've walked around that Disney lot so many times and just like, I know where they are. It's kind of neat. But there's also a shot where Kermit and Miss Piggy are standing outside the Wiltern. Yeah, it's just having a conversation, and in a very important conversation, and it's an iconic spot in Los Angeles for shows and things like that, for bands and things, and it's kind of neat. And I think they do that throughout the show, obviously. So it's LA based. So it's if I ran into Kermit and Piggy at the Wiltern, I think I'd lose my mind. But again, I am a complete Muppet nerd. So let's pick tomorrow's episode and see if it has Muppets.
380.
380. 110 less. 380. This is Muppet free. There are no Muppets in this one, as far as I can tell. I thought for sure that we've seen this already. It's a movie. Well, I'll check. But if it's something we've seen already, I'm going to have to pick something else, and I'll be right back. But for now, the plan is to see Secrets of the Wings. It's a movie. They're pigeons. I'm thinking of Valiant, I think. The one with Ewan McGregor. I could be... I don't know what Secrets of the Wings are. We'll figure that out. Secrets of the Wings next in the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.